All right, hey, what's going on, missioners? All right, so this is about Pluto in the fourth house. So Pluto in the fourth house has makes you go through deep abandonment issues until you create that security for yourself. And I have to keep reminding myself of that. I have to create the security of my life that I want for myself. Nobody else is going to help me do it. So I keep facing people who are constantly abandoning me. Whether it be emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially, and it's hard. It's so deeply hard. But me and an old associate of mine was speaking this morning, and I try to rekindle. I gave her a second shot, and I try to rekindle the friendship, and I realized I can't. Because of my paranoia, but also because I don't give second shots. If you abandon me once, I leave you where you stand. I don't once you feel it's okay to jump ship, unless I'm making you compromise you. And when I said I wasn't making you compromise you. If you could have shot me a text and I said, for me, she was acting funny. And she was like, no, she wasn't. She had a lot going on. Blah, 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 blah. And she's like, you don't understand the way I gave to you, the way I care for you, etc., etc. Because when you're with somebody like me, you realize, wait a minute. Let me treasure him. Let me value what he has going on. Because you realize there ain't a lot of people like me. And that's something I had to come to the realization with. It's just a fact. People think it's arrogant. People think it's boastful. So I stopped talking to them. And they realize, like, oh, shit. But he's somebody special. I say, yep. And I realized, I said, I shot her a long text this morning. And I blocked her so she can't even respond. So I realized, like, yo, I can't renege on what I said. If I said I want to be your friend, I can't, because I don't give people second shots to abandon me, talk crazy to me. I don't give people second chances, and I get it. It will build emotional strength for me to rekindle the friendship, and it'll make me stronger. It'll give me deeper wisdom and understanding about relationships if I'm able to go through a tough patch with somebody. But I've realized there's just certain shit I'm just not willing to do. There's certain shit that I realize if you fuck up on, you missed your shot. To me, I'm somebody where if you missed your shot, you missed your shot. There's no if, there's no ands, there's no buts, there's no she's, there's no he's about it. You missed your shot, you missed the train with me, you missed the train. I'm not circling back around. And if you wanna come to my stop because you missed the train, you missed my train, if I let you on board, I'm gonna let you back off. But if you don't have, I'm the type of person where I say, yo, I have my own train. I don't board other people's, that's deep. I don't board other people's trains to ride. I have my own train. Yes, that's deep, man. That's deep. I may be on other people's train tracks right now, but I'm on nobody's train. And I'm in nobody's car. I'm riding nobody's car. I'm not sharing nobody's car that they're helping me drive and they're picking me up. Nobody's doing that for me. Like right now, I'm making this content on a bike. I have my own bike. I don't share it with nobody. It ain't borrowed. It ain't none of that. I got my own goddamn bike. And I carry it everywhere. So I've realized that if you don't have your own bike, if you don't have your own car, if you don't have your own train to ride, I'm not getting on the public train for you. Because I'm used to having my own shit. So, or being forced, for real, to have my own shit. And because I'm forced to have my own shit, I'm not getting off my shit to get on your shit. And that's when people realize, for real, when I don't give a fuck, it's because I got my own car, I got my own train. No matter how slow it goes, no matter how fucked up it may look, no matter how hard it may be, I got my own train. I got my own train. And you're not gonna stop me. I don't circle right. For me, when you fuck up with me, I don't circle back around. That's the thing. I do not circle back around. Once you fuck it up for me, you fuck it up. Because I've learned there's some people in this life you don't get second shots with. You don't get. And I saw this meme while we was on the phone. It was like, to me it spoke loud and clear. It was like, some people come back into your life because they realize they don't have people like you. You don't get the nurturing that they get from you. They don't get the protection. They don't get the love. They don't get the protection. They don't get the wisdom that you bring. They don't get the encouragement. They don't get any of that. And when they go out there and they realize they ain't attracting it, because that's not who they are yet, you realize, yo, oh shit, wait a minute, I fucked up. Because that was a really good dude that I abandoned, or I chose to abandon, and I shouldn't have did that. And I said, to me, I heard a friend say this, and I felt it was really selfish, where this guy was going through things. She said, I don't give a fuck what you're going through. You don't ignore me. And as I say that out loud, it also reminds me of my own wound, where it's like, that's coming from a wounded place. That's not loving somebody. That's loving. I'm honest about it. That's loving somebody from a control state, where you're telling them they don't have a right to be an individual or do as they please, because they're supposed to soothe your needs, your wants, your attention. And I realize that when you do face emotional abandonment, it does come with a certain neediness. It comes with a certain abandonment. It comes with abandonment and neediness and pain that you don't really express all the time. So when it comes with a neediness and a pain and a lack of self-love, sometimes a fucked up self-esteem that you haven't really developed yet, sometimes displacement causes you to make others try to love you in a way that you should be loving yourself. Make others care for you in a way that you should care for yourself. And especially if you're avoiding a lot, And I realized that I did that with her, but at the same time, she was speaking to me, and she was like, She was like, yo, did you call me? Did you check in on how I was doing? Do you know what I was going through? Do you know what I was feeling at that time? When you're asking, why didn't I check in on you? I said, do you know what I was going through? And as I talk about what I said about what a friend of mine said about her situation, it sounds really, really, really inconsiderate. When you say stuff like, I don't care what you're going through, like you don't have a right to abandon me. And as humans, I've experienced it. We do that but at the same time, I do that, but I don't do that. Here's what I mean. I've been in such a dark place where no matter what, I'm there for people. I could be going through so much with tears in my eyes. I'm starving. I don't have any food. It makes me tear up. Like as I reflect on it, I'll never forget when I was talking to a friend of mine, I was starving. Now, I don't know if she had any money in her bank account or not. But I said, I haven't eaten today, etc., etc. And I think she gave me money for a haircut to look good on camera, quote unquote. But she didn't give me money for food. And of course I spent some of that money on food. But I realized that that she didn't really give a fuck about what I was going through on a serious emotional and spiritual level. And she showed it after a while. She only cared about what I can give her. And because she knew it was valuable, that's all she really cared about in some respect. Where she felt like, oh, you not giving me enough, and da 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 da. And it's kind of needy, and it's a reflection of me in many regards. But I'm like, where I reflected, and I was like, do you know what I'm going through? Why are you asking me for all these things that you asking me for? Do you know what I was doing for the past couple of days? I was not eating, bro. I remember one time she was asking me for all this shit about, she said, oh, you should be doing this and you should be doing that for me. And I said, but do you know what I'm going through though? Why are you asking me for all these demands? And with this placement, you can ask for all these things depending on how empathic you are and self-centered you are. You'll be like, I don't care. But for me, it's not that I don't care. Right now, I require a certain amount of presence. And I said, I'm not gonna hope. I told her in the text, when you fuck up with me, I'm not gonna hope you're there. You feel me? I'm not gonna hope you're there. I'm not gonna hope you can show me that you care and you're gonna be emotionally or mentally or spiritually there. Because I said, how do I know at any moment? How do I know at any moment you'll drop the fucking ball again? And for me, because I'm a person who doesn't drop the ball. When I say I don't drop the ball, meaning if I drop it, I pick that shit back the fuck up and I run with it again. And I meet the touchdown. And because I'm a person who's really solid for real, I said, I don't have time for your inconsistency. I don't have time for you to show up when you feel like it, or show up when you can, or show up when you want to, or show up when it's good for you. I said, I don't do that. I show up whether I feel like it or not. Just like in my business. Whether I have money in my bank account or not, I show up. And I said, that ain't true. And I said, I get it how you have stuff going on for you now, but I said, I don't care now. I don't care that you have stuff going on for you. I don't care that you've evolved. You're too late. You're too late. And I believe there's a such thing. I believe there is a such thing as when you fuck up with somebody, you're too late. And if you keep letting, I saw this reading this morning that confirmed everything that I felt. Where it was like, yo, now they want to come back after they abandon you and say, oh, can you be understanding? Can you be compassionate? I said, no, I can't. Because I said, I'm not going to give you a second shot to do that when you should have been that from the beginning. And I said, I get it, how you couldn't be that. But that time is over. Sorry. That time is up. And I believe in it. I really do believe in when you abandon people or when you hurt people, be careful who you hurt, because you never know when you need that person who's built like them, and you realize like, oh shit, I don't have that on a regular basis. Because there's some people, if you hurt them, you're fucked. You go back to the bummy, cruddy, dickhead ass niggas that you were always dealing with. And I realized that too. That's why I do my best. I do my 100% best. Oh, they're closed again? I do my 100% best to, yeah, I do my 100%. They're closed. I thought they were open last night. But anyway, I do my 100% best to be there for people and make a positive, and really make a positive impact. So they know if I stop fucking with them, it's because you're making me compromise me. And that's one thing I say to myself. The only time I stop fucking with you, I leave, or I walk away, is because you're making me compromise me. And I can't do that because you're not built to come look out for somebody like me. So Pluto in the 4th house makes you look at the dark side of human nature, and it makes you think, it makes you say, do I want to deal with this? Do I want to sit with this? Do I want to feel for this? Do I want to deal with this? And I said, like I told in the text, I was like, I don't want to hope you're better. I don't want to hope you're stronger. I want to hope you're wiser. Because you always tell me what I want to hear. And that's the thing about when you've been abandoned a lot, you see through people a lot faster. So that you're telling me what I want to hear. You're not telling me what. You're not telling me. This is going on my YouTube. I'm mad at this. You're telling me what makes me feel good so you can come back into my life. And I said, I can't do that anymore. Because I used to pour out my feelings to you. I used to care about you. I used to show you all of this affection. I said, you weren't there for that. And I said, I get it. How she even told me that's like, oh, like it can make you transform people in your private life. So you're like, oh, they're not the same anymore. I said, I don't give a fuck no more. Now you fucked up. Your chance is over. Your chance is over. And I don't give, to me, and I, maybe I need to do this so somebody could do it to me. Like if I messed up and they see that I've changed, but I said I don't know if I want to do that, because, and like I hear Steve Harvey's working. I see 999. As I say that, that's interesting, right? As I say that, I hear say, yo, sometimes you do gotta forgive people. Sometimes he said I'm quick to forgive people because I don't know the next time when I need to be forgiven. And that's a deep concept of, I don't know when I fuck up with somebody and I fuck up really deep and I want their forgiveness and I want to rebuild with them, and I want them to release me and release me from the prison. I said, to me, it's not even yeah, that's true, and wisdom. But I said, right now, I don't have the patience for that. Right now, I'm trying to get my life together, and I don't need nobody who's like, I don't need hope right now. I want facts. I want people who are going to say, oh, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do to rekindle my this and the third. And I said, And I said, I'm not with the you playing victim. Oh, I did this to you and I did that. I said, yo, you scarred me deep. And I said, you don't get to abandon me. You just don't. You don't get to do that. And think that shit is okay. You don't get to do that. That's how I feel about it. You don't get to abandon me and then think that shit's okay. Because I've never abandoned you. You don't get to do that. You don't have in my opinion, that's very controlling. I understand that. You don't get the luxury to do that. You don't get the luxury to say, hey, you don't get the luxury to say, hey, I don't want to deal with you right now, and you don't have the luxury to do that. Because because I hate this about people. When they need me, they go through great lengths to try to find me. But when I need them, they're vacant. Or I have to call them and I have to do all these things. And I said, yo, I don't want that. It's not even like I want somebody who has psychic abilities and they can just pick up the phone for me. But I said, excuse me. I'm not making myself available for that. Because right now I'm trying to make myself available for financial freedom, emotional freedom. And I say to people like, yo, you don't got a second shot. You fucked it up. I'm gonna tell you. But yeah, Pluto in the 4th house. Just a story of prisoner transport. Interesting. You don't get a second shot. That's how I feel about it. It's like I said, it's a bit controlling. It's a bit harsh. It's a bit cruel. But when you've been through some shit, that's easy to wait. Yeah, you just don't. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in reneging on abandonment. Take it. But yeah, because when I need you, I need you. And when I find out I have to pick up the pieces by myself, I have to find out I have to clean it up all by myself after you disappear, you got me fucked up.